talent show. This one's for you. Look up, look down. There's danger rising all around. Within, without, but still the story goes. Doom awaits when you count the doubts. Swing left, get the right. Can you make it through the night? Your guess is mine. We're almost out of the time. The UFO has come to take him, but he's got friends who won't forsake him. While Peter's fighting in his head with Queen Sting wishing he were dead. All in the great cyclopean goes down issue number 10. Back now the great cyclopean. I know mistake issue number 10. Thank you backers. Thank you once again. The best is coming still. We appreciate you. Yes, you.
Hello. Let me make sure this is on. Oh, look at that. That's crazy. All right. I don't know. I got to check something real quick. To be honest, I was just on the phone with my son, and I suddenly realized I was late. Thank you to Kenny for asking if it was the Twilight Zone Matrix thing going on, the glitch, because it certainly was. But hello, everybody. Let me just get a little organized here because, yeah, that's the way it rolls. Oh, my goodness. All right. So how is everybody? Tonight, I just want to get on stream. Anybody who wants to join is welcome. It won't be very late or very long. Kind of explain what's happened recently. Last night, I kind of made a mess of things. And it's kind of weird how it all came together. I set up the campaign. Everything was going great. And I realized that it was set up for Pacific time. So it wasn't set up for 8 o'clock Eastern. It was set up for 8 o'clock Pacific. I jumped out and tried to change that, tried to fix that. And of course, that backfired on me because I couldn't get approval. Now, the thing with Fund My Comic is I used to be able to reach out on Twitter, which is now X, and just, hey, I need help. And there was always somebody there. Well, the last time I had really talked to anybody there was when I was launching the Cardinal of Justice. So that is like almost 2 years. In that time, they had announced and advertised that they are no longer available on social networks and you have to email support. I didn't know that. And by chance, happened to email them in the morning because I was watching the clock and I'm like, wow, it's like 10 o'clock where they are and nobody's answered. You know, they have people online. I can see them going online and they're not responding. I had no idea why, you know, so I'm kind of freaked out and I'm getting feisty. And all of a sudden I get a response to the email that I send out. Oh yeah, this is all we see now. So I was still a little spicy about it, but the truth is it was all really my doing by not knowing what had changed. So we get the site running finally, after still having to screw around with it because I had a extra attribute assigned to one of the packaging, one of the rewards, and it wasn't letting the order go through. So I had to edit it, which means I had to wait for another approval. But this time, because I had the email, somebody was there going, oh yeah, I see it. I can fix this. Don't worry about it. So it didn't take long, and all of a sudden it was back up. And then it happened. Like, as you saw in the opening video, we hit $1,000. We hit our goal. And even though the campaign's been open for like 24 hours now, it was only accessible for like 2 hours. And in that 2 hours, you guys, and you know who you are, totally flipped the script and funded it like immediately, at least in my terms. So now we're looking at stretch goals, but we have to figure out what's going on with the hair, because this is where it gets spicy, and this is where it gets, I don't know, this is where it gets like, I kind of screwed up doing this all the wrong way. I announced initially that if we funded $1,000, I would get a crew cut. And then because I screwed that up, because I had people saying, I don't want to, I don't want to back you while your hair is on the line unless, unless I can vote against it. So I added the attribute to all the orders. And if you go back right now, you'll see it's going to ask you crew cut or spare the hair. Yeah. And I don't know if I can take those away after it's ultimately decided. Now, I'm waiting for Diana to give me her input, because I know that she's excited about the prospect of short hair. On the other hand, I know that there are people who are like, nah, keep the hair, it's cool. So it's a challenge to decide what we're doing. Hello, Kenny and Tony. Captain Nora, how are you? Titans rise, absolutely. Yeah, so that's where we're at, okay? We're funded, but yet we have stretch goals to hit. I will be doing more shows and stuff. I'm just not sure how, where, when, why. At this point, and I'm not going to get all holier than thou, but it really is in God's hands, because the whole campaign has just been a matter of, let go and let God. The harder I tried to make it happen, the worse it got. And then all of a sudden, it like came together like butter. I don't know if butter actually comes together. I guess when you melt it, kind of separate. Well, you know what I mean. It came together unexpectedly, in awesome ways. Hello, Miss Tiny. So my little chihuahua just came in and she's staring at me, but that's not a big deal. I'm going to share the screen here. Let's see. I think this is the one. Yeah. Just take a look at the campaign while we're sitting here. This is a nifty little video. I have about 8 different versions of the same video with slightly different music. There's one for Kenny out there, a rock and roll version. There is a 70s version too, but I didn't keep that one. It kind of fell out of favor. But there you can see that we are at 100% of our goal with only 59 days to go. It's kind of unreal. Here you see, basically a 30 plus pages, issue 10 of an ongoing series, which is actually a big landmark. Not a lot of indies, well, a lot do, but a lot of indies never get to issue 10, which is, as I've said before, it's more a testament to our love of creating this character more than like, oh yeah, we're getting, epic sales. No, this character sells well for us, but I don't know that Marvel or DC would keep them in print the way that our sales have gone. Then again, we don't have the advertising or distribution, et cetera, et cetera. Here you see the cover. Peter's about to, just lose it. In this, now I want to point out something. This is an early coloring of the cover, and I'm going to say this for Tony's sake, but, oh, look, nothing showing. Hey, I've been talking like an idiot. Oh, my goodness. And nobody told me. Well, you guys probably did in the chat. Yeah, I know. Well, the blue hair in that photo, I want to switch, but I'm not going to do it because, every time I touch it, I seem to mess it up right now. But there's, so there's Nightmare. He's going to be a big figure in the upcoming ending here. There's some of my favorite stuff. Wiretaps battles are cool. The t-shirt's going to be fun to wear. Yeah. And this is going to be a blast, so there'll be backup stories in this one, in the final 3 issues of the Great Cyclopean, detailing how the Titans of Justice got their powers back after darkness dies, which is the graphic novel we just finished up before this. Hang on. I'm trying to read the chat and I'm actually blind, so I have to put this up. Yeah, it's the numbers game. Smiley face. Okay. He always does, brother. Oh, thank you, bro. Oh, yeah, we should do that. I'm just looking at what I've missed here. All right. I'm just going to go back to blabbing my head off. I don't know if anybody's going to join. You guys are more than welcome to, but, no pressure. It's just a chill night. Kind of celebrating. Not sure what I'm going to do in terms of like next week's show. Here we go. I have to bring it up here. No, never erotic literature for Cyclopean, though. He has a love interest, Cyclopia, and there is what appears to be a tragic ending to her at the end of issue 10, which I can't say too much about, but it is all part of the big picture. Queen Sting is a big character in the ongoing story. And it's kind of funny because the way I introduced her was, of course, as a villain. And we'll see where she goes with that. Let's see what she says. Don't you dare. I think she's probably referring to spicy erotic literature. Yeah, that won't happen. All right, am I behind on the... Nothing is on the screen. So I see something. Let me open up my YouTube. Because I'm sure I've got it. Oh, yeah, look at that. What the heck is that? Let's see if that changed anything. No, I'm like bewildered as to, oh, there we go. I don't know. Something's got to be on the screen now. Hang on, let me mute this so I can yell out to Diana real quick. Okay, Diana says she can see and hear me, so I don't know if if I'm up and okay or if something went wrong. Well, Tony, the title's going to change each part. So Titan's Fall is where the powers are gone, and then from there we're going to build up, and each part of the story will have its own title. So have heart; it'll change. It's like you had to have the Empire Strike Back to get Revenge of the Jedi, right? I don't know what else to compare it to. I guess I have to be more cautious with my the way I handle heroes, because I think a lot of people get confused. I look at writing hero serial issues of it, kind of like pro wrestling. And one of the secrets of a great pro wrestler is you can only be the invincible Superman for so long. Eventually, you have to let them fall so they can get back up, and people love the comeback story. If you go back to like Hulk Hogan's epic battles in the ring, and this goes back before Hulk too, but there would be the point he'd get beat down and he's on his backside and he's getting whipped, and all of a sudden, they get him in the sleeper hold usually, and he'll start with the hand coming up as they're trying to drop it to see if he's conscious. And then he does a little march to get out of the headlock and goes around the ring and hulks up. Oh, yeah. That's all psychological programming that's extremely effective with males, because we get pumped up. We're like, oh, here it comes. And I kind of look at, when you're trying to get action adventure on a comic book level, I kind of look to dramatize it or make it that kind of vibrancy. So I know that sometimes when I write, people are like, they're like, well, you can't do it that way. You got to do it this way. Well, yeah, but we got to get to point B to get to point C, or at least in the way I write, like I have to go through almost a hero's journey thing, where the hero kind of gets messed up before he can come back. So let's see, it's 8:55. I went live at about 8:37. Thank you, Kenny, for actually getting me to go live, because as I said, I was distracted. I guess real brief, I can tell you guys I'm excited about tomorrow. I get to babysit my grandson, and that is going to be actually the highlight of the month. In a month where it's been my birthday, and yes, we funded the book, and I don't know if Diana was in here, we'd be talking about the crew cut a little bit, but she's not. So I'm going to take that as an advantage to duck the questions, because I don't know what we're going to do or when we'll do it. The process. So, in a way, but it's weird. So, for those who don't know, with the characters being based on real people, it's more like pro wrestling than people realize, because you do have to remember, these are your friends, and in pro wrestling, it's a lot like that. Like there's cliques, there are friends, there are guys that don't get along, and that all plays into everybody's decision making. But that also usually comes down to like one owner who might have a couple of creative confidants, but yeah. So I don't know how long I should stay on. Maybe like 4 more minutes. Because I know that, let's face it, this is not a radio voice. And solo, I'm just going to keep babbling, and eventually I will say something more stupid than I just said before. It's inevitable. I am enjoying myself, though. Again, thank you, backers. You guys know who you are. I can't say that enough. I'm actually going to go back and reload this real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're up to 1,020 now, which is wonderful. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this, because last time I did it, I screwed it up. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, there we go. 5 backers. Yeah, brothers. Thank you. I have to tell you, this is the first time that, like, the first day we were funded, and I almost don't know what to say or do, Because you can't treat it like, like you won in the first quarter. because there's a whole bunch to go. There's 60 days, which means at this rate, I don't know. I should probably start thinking about the stretch goals, because even though I spread them out with a lot of with a lot of juice, I mean, the next big moment would be at 2,500, and then at 5,000, and then 10,000, 50. Obviously, the intent here was to get a little bit of a laugh, and of course, 1 million would be like beyond belief, not going to happen. But it was fun to write it out. And look at all those stars. Yeah. Okay. See, this is where my humility kicks in, because I don't really like telling people that I do it all, because then I kind of look like that guy who did Lisa, the meme movie. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a really bad. Well, it's not really bad. It's awkward. It's different. So I don't know yet, but I do know, if we're counting investment, so far the long hair wins, but total votes, I think it's 4-1. I have to talk to Diana to look at the stats, but I believe there's 4 votes for a crew cut, 1 to keep the long hair. But as long as she's not actually in here, I feel like I can get away with stalling on an answer. And I don't think she's coming, so I won't really have her answer until next week. Although we could post it, and we probably will just post it, on the Facebook and the Twitter and wherever we need to drop it, the Instagram, those things. I could even drop it. Shoot, I could drop it into the group text from Antown, just to give the official dun-da-da. Or I could just holler down the hall, but I don't think she's paying attention. I think she's watching TV and sitting on her iPad on the chat, but not coming in. So it's her fault that we don't really have an answer tonight. And I have to say that kind of lightly, because I think the volume on the TV might have just gone down. Yeah, the group chats are awesome, by the way, guys. Yeah, you guys are like hilarious. Like, sometimes, I don't know, it'll be like 12 at night, and somebody will find a meme, and somebody has to respond with a meme. And then there's the text responses. And I'll be like laying there, and I'm like, oh, Mantown's active. And sometimes if I can do it, if I can snap into enough consciousness, I'll go look, thinking, it might be an emergency. And of course it never is. It's, I think the last thing might have been made the fourth be with you. I don't remember when the first one of those came in, but there was, it's not all the time, but when it happens, it's funny. And of course, there's always the home messages you get after the after meetings. Home, made it home safe. The Dave Photoshops are interesting. I would share them here, except I don't know if the general public would know what to do with them. Hang on, let me see what this says. Hang on, I can't see what he's saying. Where is the comment? Let's see this. No, that's Lorenzo. What's up, bro? Post what, bro? Oh, yeah. Well, definitely. Redbeard is... See, I was trying not to say people's names. Have to give shout out to a certain Redbeard person, Moonstar. Well, Redbeard is in the book. He drives the Roostermobile, which is the bus. And he's also like... I don't know what to say. He's like one of our biggest backers. He's been around with every campaign. Now, right there is an overhead shot of the bus, but it's not a great shot because it's in the dark and, oh, you're not looking at it, are you? I'm talking like you guys can see. Hang on. Yeah, hang on. Let me do this again. Really, someday we'll get a producer. So if you look in the, let's see, the upper left panel of the page, that's like, yeah. Hang on. It's at the top there, upper left. That's the bus that Redbeard comes in on. I don't know if I have pictures of all the guys in here or not. It doesn't look like it, but I can add them too. But yeah, shout out to the backers, and Steve is one of them. Redbeard. Well, really, if I start naming backers, I don't have a long list. But you guys, I don't know if it's like safe to do, but I do appreciate you guys. I can't say it enough. But now I'm stuck with this silly. There we go. Now I'm a talking icon again. I can always do this though. I'm still here. Tony, I think I'm getting the texts a little out of sync on the machine here, but I am getting them eventually. Like, I didn't get that do it till just now. I don't know if Steve is, I keep doing that. See, like I would be the Green Lantern in the Superman movie. So you know about the eyeglasses, the hypnotic eyeglasses. He was basically giving away Superman secrets. But Redbeard, I don't know if he's watching, but bravo, brother. I'm tipping a can of Coca-Cola. Yeah, see, it is Coke. I would probably be doing some Rumplements, but because of my early morning requirements, I shall not be doing that. I have to get like a good night's rest. It's going to be epic tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly, but I know whatever it is, we're going to have a blast. I am thinking, and I don't know if Jace is still here, but I am thinking about maybe buying the Super Mario movie, the first one, because he went to see the second one and loved it. Of course, I'm likely going to find out they've already purchased the first one, but we shall see. I have no idea what any of this is. So what else can we talk about? I guess the only other thing I think I should probably touch base on is the loop is coming, but it's going to be coming Halloween of this year. And the reason for that is I just want to give it enough time to breathe and work on it as a side project. As I do the Great Cyclopean 11 and 12, there are times where I just kind of get like, like I need a break. And it doesn't have to be a long one, but I just need something to cleanse the palate on. And a lot of times that's when I would draw like Spider-Man or Superman or Batman, Daredevil. But now I can put that extra, side stuff into the loop, which is not a superhero comic. It's definitely like a psychological thriller. It doesn't get too graphic or anything, but it's still cool, It's very cool in my opinion. I shouldn't. It's still cool. No, it's very cool. So looking now, it's 9:08, and mostly because I'm the only one in here, I think I'm going to close the show. Yeah, it may even be just today has been off for tech. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the moon is in vibrational renaissance with the airwaves tonight. But I'm going to shut down the stream and thank everybody again. I can't thank you guys enough. Cap, you're fantastic for the book. You know this. And the Roostermobile has pulled a heavy load today. And I can't thank you guys enough. Lorenzo, thank you too. Kenny, thank you, guy. And yeah, I'm going to talk to Diana. We'll update you guys on the status of the crew cut. But yeah, we'll catch you later and have a beautiful night. Here we go. I'm going to... Oh, wait, you know what I should do? Because I got to remember, I got to promote stuff. So let me do this real quick. I'll just go out with the thank you song for the backers.
Damn. Thank you, backers, one and all. Thank you, backers, big and small. We're always humbled by your support, keeping us from falling short. This one's for you. Look up, look down. There's danger rising all around, within, without. But still the story goes. Doom awaits when you count the doubts. Swing left, get the right. Can we make it through the night? Your guess is mine. We're almost out of the time. The UFO has come to take him, but he's got friends who won't forsake him. While Peter's fighting in his head with Queenstein wishing he were dead. All in the great cyclopean goes down issue number 10. Back down the great cyclopean. I know mistake issue number 10. Thank you, backers. Thank you once again. The best is coming still. We appreciate you. Yes, you.